I am very suspicious of this coming out 2 days before the confirmation vote. I'm very suspicious of Michael Avenatti. I've been a prosecutor, a judge, a defense attorney. Here's what I think. That if you're a serial rapist during high school, you don't stop. That he's not Bill Cosby. He's lived an incredible life. He's had power over women in the workplace. Everybody says he's very respectful. And that you have an obligation, if you see people being abused, to come forward and say something about it, if not for yourself, for them. So I'm very suspicious of this. He says he doesn't know the lady. He says he never hung out with the lady. And the more we know about the difference in age and time, it smells bad to me. I've been very suspicious. But this is getting into the Twilight Zone. You're talking about Brett Kavanaugh being a serial rapist during high school, as a sophomore in high school. I have a hard time believing you did it then and you've never done it before. Absolutely not, because I think 2 days before the vote, 1 day before the hearing, from Avenatti, accusations that just, to me, you don't go to 10 parties if you see what she's claiming. You go to the cops. I think normal people would feel an obligation to do something about it. At least I hope they would. And I don't believe Brett Kavanaugh is a serial rapist. There's nothing in his background, the way he's lived his life, to give legitimacy to these claims. As to Ms. Ford, I look forward to hearing from her tomorrow. As to Mr. Avenatti, his client can come before the committee now and be interviewed in a bipartisan fashion, and we can go read about what was said and make your own decision before we vote. That affidavit, if it doesn't jump out at you as being strange, that you would go to 10 parties over 2 years where you witnessed drugging and raping and you kept coming back and back and you never told anybody, you never warned any of your girlfriends, I find that to be over the top. I find that not to be reasonable. I find everything about Judge Kavanaugh to indicate that he's not that kind of person. And quite frankly, that is enough to me until something changes, and anything coming out of the Avenatti lane 2 days before a vote, I treat very suspiciously.
What do you think of Jeff Blake's speech?
I don't want to live in a country of creepy old men, but I don't want to live in a country without due process and without people being able to defend themselves. And the way I'm approaching this tomorrow, I would like to treat, I'd like to see Dr. Ford treated like, or as if she were my daughter. But I'd like to see Judge Kavanaugh treated as if he were my son. That's the kind of hearing I hope we have. I hope it's not like the confirmation hearing. I called it an intergalactic freak show, and I meant it. I was disappointed at all the protests and the senators talking over each other and interrupting the chairman. I hope things are more orderly tomorrow. I'm not interested in seeing Ms. Mitchell go Catwoman on anybody. I want her to just, we hired her because she has an extraordinary reputation for being able to ferret out the truth in allegations of sexual assault. In one sense, it's trying to discern the truth and competing versions of the truth, but in another sense, it's really looking at competing memories.